Hi to all, my name is Sofia and I am a senior tech SEO specialist in the in-house team. Today I will tell you how to use the alerts tool in JetOctopus and why it is necessary to set up custom alerts for all SEO specialists. We will go beyond the default alerts and create our own one according to the needs and features of our website. The webinar will be available on record, so you can watch it at any time. So let's go to the agenda of the webinar. We will talk about what alerts are for and what are the features of setting up alerts for a large website and for many small websites and so on. I will also tell you how the alerts work and how to configure them correctly so as not to spend all the limits. The main part of our webinar will be setting up custom alerts that you won't find in the list of default alerts. Let's move on to the first point of our webinar. So, what are alerts for? Alerts is a very flexible tool that is suitable for tracking errors on a large website as well as on a small one. Alerts can replace or make faster the routine health check of your website. Less routine sounds great, yeah? A little tip. If you use checklists to monitor your website's health daily or weekly, go through those checklists and try delegating some of these items to JetOctopus. Set up alerts for relevant items from your checklist. In addition, you can receive notifications 24 hours a day if search engines overload your web server. And in my experience, there was a situation when DevOps didn't try to figure out which robots were overloading the website and just blocked Google bots. You can guess that websites started losing traffic very quickly. And one more thing. Logs Alert is an independent tool. You don't need to request access to Kibana and another security system, and so on. And alerts are a great way to monitor website migration and SEO split testing. And now let's move on to the question of how to use alert most effectively. The golden rule is customization. Use custom alerts according to your tasks and according to the features of your website. As SEO specialist, you know best what problems regularly occur with a website and adjust the alerts accordingly. For example, you know that meta robots can break after releases. This has happened to your website once or twice before. So set up an alert to check if required pages are still open for indexing after each release. Next, I will tell you how the alerts work and how they are logically structured. This will help you build your own efficient alert system. So I will demonstrate the screen with the JetOctopus interface. So here's my screen. I'm going to enlarge it a bit now to see it better. So you can find alerts in a separate menu here. Click on Overview. If an error was found, you were checking something set as an alert, it will be shown in the fired alerts list. And here you can find historical data. JetOctopus has 4 types of alerts: log alerts, Google Search Console alerts, crawl alerts, and Core Web Vitals alerts. Please note that logs and Google Search Console alerts do not require additional crawls. As JetOctopus receives all this data in real time from external sources, your web server and Google Search Console. Logs and data from the Google Search Console are constantly updated. This is a live process. However, scheduled crawls are required to set up crawl and Core Web Vitals alerts. These schedule crawls take your limits, so set them up carefully. You can use the URL list to save limits or check only the most important types of pages. Why is this so? Because the crawl results contain data at the time of the crawl of our check. Conventionally speaking, this is a snapshot or code snapshot of your website that was taken at a certain time. Without recrawls, JetOctopus will not be able to find the problem. JetOctopus should check the site again and fix the problem in a new snapshot. Let's move on to custom alert settings. Let's start with log alerts. The first alert we will set up is to check the availability of sitemaps for search engines. I know that on my website, sitemaps often break. Click Create Alert, row of logs. In this drop-down menu, you can see the data table on the basis of which the alert will work. If we go to the Log Analyzer menu, data tables, logs, data tables, we can find there are row of logs data table. So let's go to the alert. So we need information about the availability of sitemaps for all search bots and for all subdomains. Next, select the URL path or URL ends with .xml. Here we need to add one more condition, status code. Is not equal to of. Pay attention to the fact that in this part, configure conditions, you can figure what will be checked. Types of URLs that should be checked, types of robots. These are conditions under which an alert may be triggered. In order for the alert to work, a second condition is also required, a correct alert configuration. In the alert configuration, we set the indicators upon reaching which JetOctopus will send you an alert. The first is here what we check, and the second is under what condition we want to receive an alert. We want to check if our sitemap is available every hour, because we have a dynamic website and sitemaps are updated in real time. So we selected rows count, current count, and 0. This is the number of corresponding lines in the logs greater than 0. This means that if there is at least one of two of all response code among the URLs ending with .xml in the data table row logs, we will receive an alert. So let's move on. Let's set up an alert what notify me that my most popular pages have returned a 503 status code to the search engine. These pages are most popular pages on my website, and due to overload, the server may return a 503 response code. Let's create an alert row logs. So we want to receive notification when one of the most popular pages URL ends with our most popular pages, and if these pages return 5 or 3 status codes to Google Bot, for example. Let's select Google Bot search. It includes desktop and mobile. So we added needed filter. Let's go to the second step, alert configuration. We want to do a 503 URLs check for the most popular pages every hour. And if even one of those pages returned 503 response code, we will get a notification. So go to the step 3, send alerts to select an email and save this alert. Let's go to the third alert. For example, we conduct split testing. One of the test groups was strengthened by internal linking. And now we wonder if search engines will crawl our test group more often. So create an alert. We need to get an alert if the scan frequency of test URLs increase by at least 10%. It will be a good split testing result. So select bot, Google Bot Search and Baidu, domains all, URL, contain, equal our URLs in test, and alert configuration, rows count, current count, increase more than 10%. Well done. So let's move on to the next alert. Let's track when our website will be mobile first indexed. Some websites are still scanned mainly by desktop robots, and indexing is according to the results of scanning by desktop bots. That's why we want to know if mobile first indexing is coming. One of the signs is an increase in the mobile bot scan frequency. So create an alert, row log, select bot, Google Bot Mobile, domains all. Step 2, alert configuration. Rows count, current count, increased more than 60%. We used 60% because we know the ratio of desktop and mobile bot scanning. In the same way, we can monitor the frequency of scanning by any bots, in particular new search engines or fake bots. For this, use additional filter. For example, if we want to receive an alert when a fake bot will scan our website extremely, use bot validation status filter equal fake bot, and then rows count increased more than 50%. And if you want to monitor the activity of new search engine, you can use user agent string, contain the name of your bot and bot validation status if we want to be sure that this bot is valid. This alert is really good to monitor bots activity, bots extremely high activity. Let's set up our next alert. It will be alert for increasing 4 of 4 status codes. Create an alert, Row logs, all bots, all domains, status code equal 404. Rows count, current count, 1 day. And if you select new pages count, you will have an alert for an increase of new 404 URLs relative to those that you set up in the configure conditions. You can customize any combination of status code, 403 or 500. Focus on the most important issues for your website. 404. Well done. And now I want to show you how to configure Google Search Console alerts. Note that you can configure alerts based on 2 data tables, keywords and cannibalization. This gives many opportunities. Please also note that the data will not appear immediately. Google Search Console contains up-to-date data with a lag of 2 days. So let's set up our first alert. Create alert, keywords. We want to know when our most important pages will drop out from the index. Create an alert, keywords. We choose our top pages. For example, we want to track our home page and category page. All devices impressions, average decreased more than 99%. What does this alert mean? If for the pages we have selected here the number of impressions in general for all devices and for all countries will decrease more than 99%, 100%, yeah, we will receive a notification. If the pages will have 0 impressions, this means that they are not in SERP at this moment. With this alert, you can track a sharp drop in impressions and clicks for any pages. For example, if the number of impressions for the most popular pages dropped by 50%, this is a critical problem. We are losing traffic. Let's move on. Now let's set up an alert that will inform us when the positions of the pages that brought most traffic have dropped. The Pareto principle, right? Create alert, keywords. Here we can select a specific list of pages. If we have, we can use page URL filter, or we can choose most efficient pages in the search. So let's choose those pages that have the best CTR. So all devices CTR greater than 10%. In my opinion, it is really great CTR. Let's move to our step 2. All devices positions. Maybe 3 days. Okay, all devices positions, the minimum, it is the highest position, yeah, will become lower than 10. In my opinion, if the highest position of the page with a certain query, country, etc. drops below the 10th position, it can cause a lot of traffic loss. Of course, you can set any conditions you want and any conditions because you know your website the best. And now I want to show you another interesting alert. We will configure notifications for such conditions, create alert keywords. Page impressions for branded queries have decreased. What does it mean? Either people stopped searching for our brand or our site stopped ranking for brand queries. So, device all, country, Australia, queries. This is where we text our brand keywords. Brand name and brand name. We will filter keywords with different spellings of our brand. All these queries contain brand name, right? And step 2, all devices impressions, average decreased more than 50%. Save, done, good job. You can set up such an alert in the same way. If the number of clicks for commercial keywords has decreased, commercial keywords bring the most conversions. It can be product name and buy or category and price, etc. If the number of clicks for such keywords drops, is likely that the conversion rate will decrease too. All devices clicks, average decreased more than 60%. So let's move to our next alert. Now we want to create an alert to celebrate, and if the CTR becomes 100%, we want to receive a happy notification. And when the alert comes in the middle of the night, we will celebrate our success. So create alert, keywords, all devices, all countries, because we are interested in absolute success. So we don't need any additional filters. Let's move on to the second step, alert configuration. All devices, CTR. Oh, sorry, all devices, CTR, average, more than 99. Just kidding. But using this alert, you can determine the performance of certain pages, whether to monitor the dynamics of a group of pages during the test. For example, if the test group CTR increased with 10%, it means that the test should be extrapolated. So it's time to go to the crawl alert settings. 1 minute. I want to share my screen with alert settings. Here we are. In order to set up crawl alerts, you must first set up a crawl schedule. So select the website and the crawl mode. You can use a URL list or set a page limit in order not to crawl the whole website every time. The next, one more important moment. If you want to crawl sitemaps and your sitemap have a special URL address, you can specify this URL address here. Let's use default mode. And our next step is to select a schedule. If we choose every week, then alerts will come every week if an error was detected during this crawl. And finish. Now the crawl alerts settings is available to us, and I will show you how to set up 5 alerts. You can set up alerts for the following data tables, pages, difference in pages, links, and sitemap URLs. In short, you can check sitemaps for broken URLs, check if your website code contains links to 4 or 4, or 3 or 1 pages, and so on. A lot of interesting things. Let's move on to our first alert. Create alert pages. We check whether 2 or more canonicals have not appeared on the web pages. If there are 2 or more canonicals on a page, search engines may not correctly determine which page to show in the SERP. In the first part, configure conditions, we do not need any filters. But if you want to check if there are multiple canonicals on present pages, filter by page URL. Step 2, our alert configuration. So, link rel canonical, tags count, here we go, link rel canonical count, average greater than 1. So we will receive a notification if there are 2 or more canonicals on the page. You can also set up alert if there are 2 or more meta robots. Count is here, title, description, etc. on the page, and you will receive an alert if a page with this problem will be found during the scheduled crawl. So let's move on. Problems with canonicals are quite frequent. Let's check if the URL inside canonical return 200 response code. Create alert pages. We want to receive an alert when at least one of URL inside canonical returns a non-200 response code. So, canonical target status is not equal to 0. Rows count, current count greater than 0. Right? And our alert number 3. We want to receive a notification when the crawler finds at least one hreflang with non-200 URL inside. Create alert, pages, add filter, hreflang has non-200 URLs, yes. In the same rows count, current count greater than 0. In the same way, you can check if if a hreflang has a non-indexable URL inside, or if hreflang has relative URLs. Let's go on. Because we care about the health of our website, we prefer not to have redirect chains. And now I will show you how to set up an alert to track redirect chains. It is very easy. So create alert pages, add filter, redirect, target status code is not equal to 00. Step 2, alert configuration, current count greater than 0. And that's it. We will receive a notification if the crawler finds at least one redirect chain. And the last crawl alert. How do you know if the number of four URLs has increased extremely? Of course, set an alert. Create alert. Select pages. Add filter. Response code equal 404. You can choose any status code you need, 500s or redirects and so on. Then the current number increased more than 10%. In my opinion, 10% is a significant increase in 404 URLs that can affect the crawling budget. Well done. And here I want to draw your attention that if you are not crawling a whole website during scheduled crawl, then you will only be notified if there is a problem in the crawled pages. The larger the website is, the deeper the crawl should be. Sometimes problems hide very reliably. And the last thing I want to show you is Core Web Vitals alerts. We need to set up a schedule to get started. Here, URLs field, we need to choose URLs. I'm recommending take several types of pages. For example, homepage, product page, categories, brand pages, articles, and so on. Let's start with homepage, product page, and bestsellers page. And let's select the device. Mobile is more of a priority. Next step. Let's schedule and review every day because Core Web Vitals is really important, and start analyze now, finish. So Core Web Vitals alerts solve alert settings are now available to us. Create an alert, Core Web Vitals. Oh no, we need to wait a few minutes. So now everything is okay. Let's start from our first alert. Let's set up an alert that will tell us that the first input delay has increased. This is an alarm bell if we monitor the performance of our website. At the top, step 1, configure conditions, we can choose the types of pages. Page URL contain blah, blah, blah. But we want to get information about all pages. So at the bottom, we need to configure a condition. If the average time of first input delay average increased has increased more than 20%. This will be read on for our website. We want to receive a notification. Well done. And one more notification. Let's set the alert to celebrate again. So create an alert core web vitals. We want to receive an alert when the first contentful paint is in the green zone and has an indicator of less than 1 second. But we want to monitor this matrix for the worst performing pages. Let's set it up. So add filter first contentful paint average was greater than 3 seconds. So let's move on to alert configuration. First, contentful paint average less than 1. What does this alert mean? If the pages with the first contentful paint more than 3 seconds, red zone, become in the green zone and the first contentful paint metric will be less than 1 second, we will receive a happy notification, a very happy alert, yeah. Note the fact that FCP and LCP are measured in seconds and the first input delay and CLS are in milliseconds. Also, when setting up Core Web Vitals alert, pay attention to the data type. We have field data and lab data. If this is a field data, remember that it shows the last 28 days. If the developers made a release to improve CLS, then we recommend to use lab data to see the result. And field data will show just average data. And after 28 days, you will be able to see the clean result of release. That's all. I will be happy to answer your questions. You can ask questions in the support chat. It was my pleasure to share with you this information. Bye.